Hello, boys and girls, and praise Jesus. Welcome to our Saturday Bible Club. And today we are going on with the story of Abraham. By this time, if you remember, last week in our Bible story, we learned that now God changed the name of Abraham from Abram to Abraham to mean the father of nations. So we are going to go on with today's Bible story, and my name is Teacher Patrick and I am born again. So today's Bible story is Abraham gets visitors. One day, Abraham was seated in front of his tent in the shade of trees. The sun was very hot. Then he saw three men coming towards him. Abraham welcomed them to his home. I will bring some water for you to wash your feet and food to eat, Abraham told them. The three men were angels sent by God, but Abraham did not know. Abraham ran into the tent and said to Sarah, "Sarah, we have guests. Take flour and bake them some good bread." When everything was ready, Abraham served them. The men enjoyed the meal very much. The men then asked, "Where is your wife Sarah?" "She is in the tent," Abraham answered. "I will come here again a time like this one next year. Your wife Sarah will be holding a son." One of them said. Meanwhile, Sarah was listening to the men. On hearing these words, she really laughed. She thought she was too old to get a child, but God knew about her feelings. "Why is Sarah laughing? Does she not know that nothing is impossible with God?" asked one of the men. Sarah denied having laughed. She was suddenly afraid. With all this, Sarah and Abraham soon realized that God had visited them. The three men were angels of God. Have you ever doubted God like Sarah did? God kept his promise. Sarah had a son at exactly the time that was predicted by God. Abraham and the three strangers did not only talk about the baby Sarah would bear. Do you remember the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah? The three angels were also on a mission to destroy these cities. The people in these cities were evil. The three men left and went towards Sodom. Abraham was left a worried man. He had relatives in Sodom. Lot, his nephew, and his family. He feared that they would also be destroyed. He did not want anything bad to happen to them. He begged God to spare his nephew, Lot, and his family. God agreed, and Abraham was happy. When the three got to Sodom, it was already evening. They found Lot sitting at the gate of Sodom. Lot was a good man, and he invited them to his house. They told Lot about what was going to happen. They told him to flee to the hills with his family, but God's angels warned them not to look back. Very early in the morning the following day, Lot and his family left Sodom. They had to run for their lives. When Lot and his family were out, God destroyed the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. On their way, Lot's wife made a very big mistake. She looked back. Perhaps she could not believe she was leaving Sodom. Alas, she turned into a pillar of salt. So only three people were saved, Lot and her two daughters. However, Lot lost all his wealth. We should obey God always. That's it for today, boys and girls. See you in our next Bible story time. Bye-bye.